Do you start your day with a comforting bowl of oatmeal, feeling like you're doing something truly wonderful for your body? So many of us, especially as we get a little older, turn to oatmeal as a pillar of healthy eating. We see it as that warm, inviting bowl of goodness that's supposed to be great for our hearts, help with digestion, and keep our energy steady throughout the morning. And for good reason. Oats themselves are absolutely packed with fiber, essential vitamins, and minerals. They're a fantastic base for a nutritious start to the day. But here's a painful truth many people overlook. A secret, if you will, that can turn your best intentions on their head. What you add to your oatmeal can completely change its effects on your body. You see, that wholesome bowl can secretly become a source of trouble, sometimes even working against the very health goals you're trying to achieve. It's not the oats themselves that are the problem. Not at all. It's those seemingly innocent additions, the toppings, the sweeteners, the mix-ins that we often sprinkle in without a second thought. These common ingredients, when combined with oatmeal, can unfortunately turn your healthy breakfast into something far less beneficial, potentially leading to energy crashes, digestive upset, or even undermining your efforts to maintain healthy blood sugar levels. In this video, we're going to gently uncover 7 common foods that, when mixed with your beloved oatmeal, might be working against your well-being. We'll talk about why these combinations can be problematic and, more importantly, what simple, delicious swaps you can make to ensure your oatmeal truly serves your health. This isn't about giving up your favorite breakfast. It's about making it even better, more powerful, and genuinely supportive of your vibrant life. So please, watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you, something you might not have considered before. That could make a world of difference to your daily energy and comfort. Let's dive right into the first culprit that often sneaks into our oatmeal, transforming its goodness into something less than beneficial refined sugars in excess. Now, I'm not talking about the natural sweetness of a ripe banana or a handful of berries. I'm talking about things like common table sugar, brown sugar poured on too liberally, maple syrup, corn syrup, or even honey when it's used in large amounts day after day. You might think, oh, just a little bit for taste. But for many of us, especially as our bodies change with age, that little bit can add up quickly. When you introduce a significant amount of refined sugar to your oatmeal, you're essentially turning a slow-digesting, fiber-rich meal into something that can spike your blood sugar almost as dramatically as a sugary donut. Think about it. The whole point of oatmeal is its wonderful soluble fiber, which helps slow down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream, giving you sustained energy and helping to keep your blood sugar levels stable. But when you load it with refined sugars, you overwhelm that natural mechanism. Your body then has to release a surge of insulin to bring that sugar down. And what follows is often an energy crash. That mid-morning slump where you feel sluggish, irritable, and suddenly craving more sugar. This roller coaster isn't just about feeling tired. Repeated blood sugar spikes can contribute to inflammation in the body, affect your heart health over time, and even play a role in how your memory and cognitive functions perform. For someone over 60, managing blood sugar is so vital for overall vitality and protecting against a host of age-related concerns. So, what's the actionable step here? It's surprisingly simple. Reduce, rethink, and replace. Start by consciously cutting back on the amount of added sugar you put in. Instead of 2 spoonfuls, try 1, then half. Then, rethink your relationship with sweetness. Do you really need it to be that sweet? Or have you just gotten used to it? And finally, replace refined sugars with natural sweetness from whole foods. Think about adding a handful of fresh or frozen berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. They're naturally sweet, full of antioxidants, and add even more fiber. A sliced banana also offers wonderful sweetness and potassium. A sprinkle of cinnamon or nutmeg can enhance the perception of sweetness without adding a single gram of sugar. Even a small amount of unsweetened applesauce can be a lovely addition. Remember, the goal is to let the natural goodness of the oats shine, supported by truly wholesome flavors, not masked by an unnecessary sugar rush. Now, moving on from refined sugars, let's talk about a seemingly healthier alternative that can sometimes be just as, if not more, problematic artificial sweeteners. Many people switch from sugar to these sugar-free options, thinking they're making a smart choice for their health, especially if they're managing diabetes or watching their calorie intake. You see them everywhere: sucralose, aspartame, saccharin, stevia extracts, and so on. The marketing often promises all the sweetness without the guilt or the calories. However, the scientific understanding of these artificial sweeteners is evolving, and for many, they're proving to be far from harmless, particularly for our delicate gut microbiome. Our gut, often called our second brain, is home to trillions of bacteria, both good and bad, that play a monumental role in everything from digestion and nutrient absorption to our immune system and even our mood. Emerging research suggests that artificial sweeteners can negatively alter the balance of this crucial gut microbiome. They can confuse our metabolic pathways. 2. Even though they contain no calories. Studies have indicated that they might still trigger insulin responses or even promote sugar cravings by signaling to our brains that sweetness is coming, without delivering the expected energy. This can lead to what's known as metabolic confusion, where your body gets mixed signals, potentially affecting blood sugar regulation over time and making it harder to manage your weight or energy levels. For an older audience, maintaining a healthy gut is paramount for everything from nutrient absorption to immune resilience, and artificial sweeteners can throw a wrench into that delicate ecosystem. So, what's the actionable advice here? It's simple. Avoid artificial sweeteners whenever possible. If you've been relying on them, try to gradually wean yourself off. Instead of reaching for that packet of sugar substitute, explore the natural ways to sweeten your oatmeal that we just discussed. Use vanilla extract for a creamy, sweet aroma, a pinch of cardamom, or a swirl of pure almond extract. Remember, taste buds can adapt. The more you reduce intense, artificial sweetness, the more you'll begin to appreciate the subtle, natural flavors of whole foods. It's a journey, not a sprint, but your gut will thank you for it. Next on our list of oatmeal additions to reconsider is excessive amounts of high-fat dairy, such as whole milk or heavy cream, when used too liberally. Now, before you gasp, let me be clear. A splash of milk or cream can certainly add a lovely richness to your oatmeal, and dairy itself, in moderation, can be a source of calcium and other nutrients. But the key word here is excessive. When you flood your bowl with large quantities of full-fat milk or a generous dollop of heavy cream, you're significantly increasing the saturated fat content and overall calorie density of your breakfast, without necessarily adding a proportionate amount of beneficial nutrients that you might get from, say, nuts or seeds. For many of us over 60, our digestive systems can become a little more sensitive, and a meal high in saturated fat can slow down digestion, leading to that heavy, sometimes uncomfortable feeling in your stomach. It can also contribute to unwanted weight gain if you're not mindful of your calorie intake. And consistently high saturated fat consumption can have implications for heart health over the long term. While some healthy fats are absolutely essential for our bodies, especially for brain health and nutrient absorption, it's about getting the right kind of fats and in balanced amounts. Loading up on saturated fat in your oatmeal might mean you're missing out on opportunities to incorporate more heart-healthy, unsaturated fats. So, what's a better approach? Consider switching to lower-fat milk options if you prefer dairy. A semi-skimmed or skimmed milk could be a good starting point. Or even better, explore plant-based milks. Unsweetened almond milk, oat milk, or soy milk can provide that creamy texture without the high saturated fat. If you love the richness, try adding a small amount of healthy fats instead, a tablespoon of chia seeds or ground flax seeds for omega-3s, or a sprinkle of chopped walnuts or pecans for monounsaturated fats and a lovely crunch. These options not only provide beneficial fats, but also add more fiber, protein, and micronutrients, making your oatmeal truly a powerhouse of nutrition rather than a heavy, sluggish start to the day. It's about making your calories work harder for your health, ensuring every spoonful contributes positively to your energy and vitality. Now that we've looked at these first few additions that can hinder your oatmeal's benefits, let's keep going, because there are more combinations that might surprise you, especially if you're someone who enjoys a savory twist or a bit of crunch. Let's talk about processed meats and fried foods, like those tempting bacon bits, crumbled sausage, or even a side of fried ham, often added to oatmeal in more savory preparations. While a savory oatmeal can indeed be a delicious and nutritious option, the issue arises when these particular additions are chosen. Processed meats, such as bacon and sausage, are notoriously high in sodium, unhealthy saturated fats, and often contain nitrates and other preservatives. These compounds, when consumed regularly, can contribute to inflammation, high blood pressure, and have been linked to other long-term health concerns. Adding them to oatmeal, which is otherwise a heart-healthy, low-sodium food, fundamentally negates many of its benefits. Think about the intention behind eating oatmeal. It's usually to promote cardiovascular health, aid digestion, and provide steady energy. Introducing ingredients that are known to elevate sodium intake or add significant amounts of unhealthy fats works directly against these goals. It's like taking 2 steps forward with the oats and then 3 steps back with the toppings. For us, as we get older, managing blood pressure and reducing inflammation are crucial for maintaining overall health and preventing chronic diseases. So, while the idea of a savory, meaty oatmeal might appeal, it's worth considering the ingredients very carefully. What's the actionable step here? If you enjoy savory oatmeal, absolutely continue to do so, but be mindful of your protein and flavor sources. Instead of processed meats, consider adding a sprinkle of nutritional yeast for a cheesy flavor, or a few sun-dried tomatoes. Watch the sodium content there too, and some fresh herbs like chives or parsley for a protein boost. You could add a poached egg on top of your oatmeal, which offers high-quality protein without the processed additives. Or, for a plant-based option, a small amount of black beans or lentils, seasoned lightly, can transform your oatmeal into a hearty and healthy savory meal. The key is to choose whole, unprocessed ingredients that genuinely enhance the nutritional value of your meal, rather than diminishing it with hidden salt or unhealthy fats. This simple shift can elevate your savory oatmeal from a potential health detractor to a genuine powerhouse of nutrition, supporting your body's needs without compromise. Next up, we need to discuss a seemingly innocent addition that many people sprinkle into their oatmeal for sweetness and a boost of fiber: certain dried fruits, especially when used excessively or if they are sulfured. Now, dried fruits like raisins, cranberries, and dates do contain fiber, vitamins, and minerals, which sounds great on the surface. However, the drying process concentrates their natural sugars immensely. A small handful of fresh grapes might contain a moderate amount of sugar, but the equivalent amount of raisins, by weight, contains a far more concentrated punch of sugar because the water has been removed. This means that even a small serving of dried fruit can lead to a quicker and more significant blood sugar spike than you might expect. Again, potentially undermining the steady energy release that oatmeal is famous for. For individuals over 60 who may have more sensitive blood sugar regulation or be at risk for prediabetes or diabetes, this concentrated sugar can be particularly problematic. Beyond the sugar content, some dried fruits are treated with sulfites to preserve their color and extend shelf life. While generally recognized as safe, sulfites can trigger allergic reactions or sensitivities in some people. leading to symptoms like asthma attacks, skin rashes, or digestive upset. Moreover, because dried fruits are so much denser in sugar and often in fiber too, consuming them in large quantities can sometimes lead to digestive discomfort, bloating, or gas, especially if your system isn't used to a sudden influx of concentrated fiber and sugar. So, what's the actionable advice for enjoying the sweetness and benefits of fruit in your oatmeal? Prioritize fresh or frozen berries and sliced fruits like bananas, apples, or peaches. These options provide natural sweetness along with a higher water content, which helps to mitigate the sugar impact and provides a more hydrating and satisfying experience. If you absolutely love dried fruit, choose unsulfured varieties whenever possible, and use them sparingly. Think of them as a garnish rather than a primary ingredient. A small sprinkle of organic, unsulfured raisins, or a couple of chopped dates used as a natural sweetener in moderation is very different from loading up your bowl. And always try to combine them with a source of healthy fats and protein, like nuts or seeds, which can help slow down the absorption of those sugars and prevent a sharp spike. It's all about balance and conscious choices to ensure your oatmeal truly contributes to your sustained energy and digestive comfort. Now that we've talked about the concentrated sugars in dried fruits, let's shift our attention to another common kitchen staple that often gets added to oatmeal without much thought: excessive salt. Many of us have a habit of seasoning our food, and while a pinch of salt can bring out flavors, when it comes to oatmeal, too much can actually work against its incredible heart-healthy properties. Oats themselves are naturally very low in sodium, which is one of the reasons they are often recommended for heart health and blood pressure management. However, if you consistently add a generous amount of salt to your morning bowl, you could be unknowingly adding a significant amount of sodium to your daily intake. For an audience over 60, managing blood pressure is a key component of cardiovascular health. High sodium intake is a well-known contributor to high blood pressure, which can then increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. It can also lead to fluid retention, causing discomfort and swelling. The cumulative effect of hidden sodium in various foods throughout the day, including what we add to seemingly healthy dishes like oatmeal, can be substantial. So, while you're enjoying that comforting bowl, thinking you're doing something good for your heart, excessive salt might be silently undermining those efforts. It's not just about the taste, it's about the long-term impact on your circulatory system. What's the actionable step here? The first is awareness. Be mindful of how much salt you're adding. Try reducing the amount you use incrementally, instead of relying on salt for flavor. Explore other natural seasonings that can enhance your oatmeal without the sodium. If you prefer savory oatmeal, consider herbs like chives, parsley, or dill. A dash of black pepper can also add a nice kick. For sweet oatmeal, spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, or even a touch of vanilla extract can provide warmth and depth of flavor that makes the absence of excessive salt unnoticeable. You might even find that as you reduce your salt intake, your taste buds become more sensitive and you start to appreciate the natural, subtle flavors of the oats and the other healthy additions. It's a simple change, but it can have a profound positive impact on your blood pressure and overall heart health, ensuring your oatmeal truly supports your well-being. Finally, let's talk about a topping many people add for a quick boost, especially for protein. But it can sometimes do more harm than good. Certain protein powders. It's understandable why you might consider adding protein powder to your oatmeal. As we age, maintaining muscle mass becomes incredibly important, and a good protein intake is essential for that. However, not all protein powders are created equal, and many are loaded with ingredients that can turn your otherwise healthy oatmeal into something less beneficial, especially for a mature digestive system. The main culprits here are protein powders that contain a long list of artificial ingredients, artificial sweeteners, artificial flavors, gums, fillers, and often unnecessary added sugars. Many of these processed additives can be tough on digestion, leading to bloating, gas, or general stomach discomfort, particularly for an older gut that might be more sensitive. The artificial sweeteners, as we've discussed, can mess with your gut microbiome and metabolic response. And if the powder has added sugars, you're back to the blood sugar roller coaster we talked about earlier, negating the stable energy benefits of oatmeal. You think you're adding a health booster, but you could be inadvertently introducing a host of irritants or problematic compounds that your body doesn't need. So, what's the actionable advice if you want to boost the protein in your oatmeal first? Try to prioritize whole, natural protein sources, a handful of chopped nuts like almonds, walnuts, or pecans adds healthy fats, fiber, and protein. A tablespoon or two of chia seeds or ground flax seeds are excellent plant-based protein sources. Plus, they offer omega-3 fatty acids and fiber. For a creamy texture and protein, a dollop of plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt can be stirred in after the oatmeal has cooked and cooled slightly, or served alongside it. If you still prefer a protein powder, be extremely selective. Look for unflavored, unsweetened varieties with minimal ingredients, ideally just one or two. Like pure whey protein isolate if you tolerate dairy, or a simple plant-based protein like pea protein or brown rice protein. Without all the added junk, read those labels carefully. The goal is to nourish your body with clean, digestible protein, not overwhelm it with chemicals or hidden sugars that can disrupt your comfort and health goals. This thoughtful approach ensures your oatmeal remains a genuine ally in your quest for vitality. So, we've explored 7 common additions that can subtly, or not so subtly, turn your healthy bowl of oatmeal into something that might work against your well-being. We started by looking at how excessive refined sugars can lead to blood sugar spikes and energy crashes, and then discussed how artificial sweeteners can confuse your metabolism and disrupt your precious gut microbiome. We then moved on to how a heavy hand with high-fat dairy can slow digestion and add unnecessary saturated fats, while processed meats and fried foods introduce unhealthy fats and sodium, undermining oatmeal's heart-healthy potential. We also talked about how concentrated sugars in excessive or sulfured dried fruits can cause blood sugar spikes and digestive upset, and how too much added salt can negatively impact your blood pressure. Finally, we just covered how certain protein powders, with their artificial ingredients and hidden sugars, can irritate your digestive system and detract from your health goals. Remember, the beautiful thing about oatmeal is that it's such a versatile and wonderful base. It's not about giving up your favorite breakfast. It's about making smart, informed choices about what you add to it. Every small change you make to your daily routine can have a ripple effect, leading to bigger, more noticeable improvements in your energy, digestion, and overall sense of well-being. It's truly empowering to know that with just a few simple adjustments, you can transform your breakfast from merely okay to truly exceptional, ensuring it fuels your body and supports your vibrant life. We're all on this journey of living our best lives at every age, and nourishing our bodies with wholesome food is one of the most powerful steps we can take. I'd love to hear from you. What was the most surprising thing you learned today? Are there any changes you're planning to make to your oatmeal routine? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights help us all grow and learn from each other. If you found this video helpful and want to see more content like this, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps our channel reach more people who could benefit from this information. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on our future videos, packed with practical tips and empowering insights for living a truly wonderful life. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep making those small, powerful choices every day. And remember, live your best life at every age.